has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
Well, Carver High, it looks like they are going to pull him from the game, right? Like they're shaking his hands in the tunnel and in the dugout. When they shake your hands, it's day over. So he would have gone to the 8th inning with a no-hitter and 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously can't hear the broadcast, but he doesn't look like a guy who's going back in the game. He's now sitting with a couple of the other players on the bench. They keep showing him. He doesn't got his glove. He doesn't got anything. He looks like he's just hanging out with them talking. Of course, you'd think they'd show the bullpen maybe if anybody was warming up there, but I'd have to lean, Scotty, towards him not going back out. Pirates get a man on here, so we're going to wait a little bit longer. 1 out, top of the 8th, 1-0. By the way, the other games going on this afternoon, the Blue Jays throw a 3-spot up in the top of the first out at Oracle against San Francisco. So 3-0 Jays over the Giants. They go to the bottom of the first. Everything else is done. Mets 7-0 over the Nats. Reds 8-1 over the Rockies. Tigers 10-1 over the Guardians. That Met win, by the way, Scotty, puts them in a tie for the last wild card spot in the National League. And think about where they were 6 weeks ago. And for them to climb themselves all the way back into that spot, that's pretty impressive.
Well, what's amazing to me is that they have now become the baseball story in New York and not the Yankees. Like the best team in New York right now in the dead of summer is the Mets. They've battled back from a black hole to respectability and a wild card right now. So, and the Yankees, it's amazing to me that they get excited that they win a game 2-1. Grisham drove in both runs. They still can't score runs. They still stink. They've won 17. They had lost 17-23. They finally win a game, but they win 2-1. I don't think it's anything to get excited about.
I don't think it's anything to get excited about either. And really, I thought last night, Tampa, they left a small village on the base paths like 4 innings in a row, like the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. Like they had 2 or 3 guys on base every inning. They just couldn't find that hit. And give the Yankee relievers credit for that, but they just couldn't find that hit to take the lead and bust that game open. All right, we'll keep our eyes on this. Let me run through a few things with you from the basketball. Of course, we know USA beat Canada 86-72 last night. Cover for the 12.5 for me. Like you said, Gabe did get that initial 15.5 when it came out. Here's a little sampling of some of their handiwork last night, Scotty. Mostly of Steph Curry, who I told you yesterday I thought would play a big role. Looked like he's going to be exactly that last night on FS1.
Look at this look. Curry help. Holiday. Left hand, and it goes. He felt that as soon as he caught it. Australia on Monday. Here's LeBron. Look at that. You saw that coming.
Was that your boy Gus with Raftery?
Gus and Raftery, 2 college basketball guys doing the USA-Canada game, exhibition
Why
game.
not?
I didn't mind it. I didn't have any problem with it. Why not? Get Raft in there. Well, what's wrong with that? I saw some people actually bellyaching about that last night, that these guys don't know anything about NBA. Who cares? It's Gus and Raftery. Let them out. They never get to call
Let me tell you something.
Steph Curry alley-oops to LeBron. Give him a break.
Listen, there's no denying how great Mike Breen is, and they ruined that broadcast team. Like they ruin everything. Suits. These TV and radio suits, they ruin everything. I told you that. I mean, they'd start a third world war if they could get their hands on the nukes. They really would. They ruin everything. And I'll tell you what, I love Doris's love for the game. But those two together are like your mom and dad, driving to church on Sunday. Like, they're just boring. They're boring. That's it. They're boring. No one wants to admit it, but it's true. Like, no one wants to, because Mike's so excellent, Hall of Famer, legend, greatest announcer, bang, all this, greatest announcer ever. We like Mike Breen. He's been on the show, legend. I get it. But they're boring. And Gus and Raftery are never boring. Gus and Raftery could call games at Rucker Park and make it entertaining. They could call games at 4th Street. They could call games on a rec league Wednesday night at the YMCA. I don't care. They're way more entertaining than Breen and Burke. That's all there is to it.
I agree. And as Moff just said to me, they don't have NBA. They don't have NBA guys at Fox. They don't have NBA games. So that's who they have. They're not going to bring NBA guys in.
Who cares what channel it's on? Those guys are boring.
Here is Steph afterwards. Of course, Team USA still getting used to each other. A little bit of a feeling out process, but Steph says everything's going to be just fine. They just got to make buckets.
The different shots you're going to get. We're all, I think Coach Spo mentioned it in one of our film sessions. We're all high usage guys that you're used to having the ball in your hands and creating, knowing where the defense is. In this FIBA, in this team, catch and shoot. Simple shots, you got to be able to knock them down. You don't know how many you're going to get. You don't know when they're going to come. The spacing is great. We've been getting great shots this whole time playing against the select team, or against ourselves and against Canada. So that's been consistent. It's just a matter of can we knock them down, and then just try to make each possession on offense a little bit smoother, knowing what we're trying to get into. That'll come. So. Just gotta be able to knock down shots. Like, that's gonna be a name of the game, especially when games get tight.
Listen, are you kidding me? The guys they got on this team knock down shots. It's gonna happen. Automatic. It's gonna happen. They're just flat out too good at shooting to not knock them down, and they're gonna annihilate everyone. Look. The way they moved the ball last night, they got so many good looks, it wasn't even funny. I'll go back to the other conversation, and I'll take another stab and see what you think of this one. Now, I know the Nets are awful. I know that Sean Marks, we hit on this guy like with bullseyes. But I'll tell you this, I think Iron Eagle and Sarah Koscheck are better than Breen and Burke, too. I mean, they're entertaining. They're funny. When they call those net losses every night, you got to be good to watch that team play basketball. So I think Iron Eagle and that Sarah Koscheck, they're very entertaining and very good at calling a game. That's a really good broadcast team right there. I got to tell you, and I don't care if people don't like me. I'm cool with that. So someone please tell them that I said they're boring, because they are boring. I'll tell them to their face. You're boring. I love that you love basketball. I know you're a Hall of Famer. I know you're a legend. I love you. I've always respected you, but you're boring. You're boring. You know what you are? You're church. You're like going to church. If I forget my phone in the car, I can't make it through an hour at church. I got to have my phone so I can place bets the whole service.
That's what you need. So they took Skeens out of this game, and Holderman came in out of the bullpen, and he gave up a hit to the very first batter. First guy up got a hit off of Holderman. So Holderman came in. So 7 no-hit innings with 11 strikeouts for Paul Skeens. Does not come out for the 8th, and he's all over the place here. I mean, he's throwing balls high. You're right. This Holderman's probably going to give this up right here in the bottom of the 8th. And he'll blow the win for Skeens as well. Grant Hill, of course, is the guy running Team USA. Let's quickly hear from him talking about Kawhi leaving the team, which sounds like it was more on their end than anybody else's.
We just felt that we had to pivot, and not to get into the particulars.
Why'd you put him on the team,
in terms of what went into the decision, but we just felt it was in our best interest, but also in the Clippers and in Kawhi's best interest to move into a different direction.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That is such bullshit. They should have never put him on the team to begin with.
They shouldn't have. And you know what else it probably was? It was probably Kawhi doing the stuff he probably does during the regular season with the Clippers. Well, I feel all right, but I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow, and I feel okay now, but I just don't know. He probably gave him a lot of I don't knows, and they don't want to deal with that. When they get to Paris, they don't want I don't knows. They need guys who are going to play. So I think it was probably the right move by him. I don't agree with who they put on the team. No, I didn't.
He was at a club with hotties all over him.
Well, hey,
anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It is Canada. You know, Canada is one of those teams that's the darling of the tournament right now. They're still 9-1.
To win a tournament, or even to advance far into a tournament like this, you need a bit of good fortune. And it doesn't matter if you're getting the good fortune that Canada has, where they played 2 matches where they were up a man, or you had the good fortune of Argentina, who's one of the best teams in the world, who just got on the good side of the draw.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watch out for USA and Canada in 4 years. Cricket's going to be a sport that's growing.
I made my first cricket bet last week or over the weekend. I was getting a team that was leading like 150-5 plus odds. I'm like, I'm up 150 points and I'm getting plus odds. Where do I sign? I love this cricket stuff. What are you kidding me?
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
All right, Carver High, there was plenty of Summer League action last night. Cali, Salt Lake. Vegas starts Friday, and it is thick, the schedule.
The schedule's very thick. As I was telling you yesterday, they're going to have, I think it's 7 games tomorrow on the opening day of the Vegas Summer League, including a couple in the afternoon while we're on here for Coast to Coast. So they closed up the Utah and the California Classic last night for the Summer League. And, of course, the Lakers were on display. He beat the Lakers 80-76. Bronny, 3 points in 29 minutes. He did have 5 boards, 3 dimes, 3 blocks. Once again, if you actually went to the window hoping to get all these Bronny props, you were upset again. You didn't return to the window to cash all those tickets in. That's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss. Not a good night. 3 points, Scotty. And then I said this. This is what bothers me the most about it. This is where the overanalyzation is out of control. I went on to look at a score before when we were looking to see what the score was for either the golf or the baseball game. And they had a video on there on the app of Bronny, and the guy had 3 points. Look, great post defense down low, and it's a clip of him like playing post defense, guarding a guy. Oh, let's relax. All right, we gotta strain so much to get Bronny content out there that we're showing a highlight of him guarding somebody on the post. Like, that's what we're doing now? Because he had 3 points in the game and you couldn't show any buckets? Enough, Scotty. Enough.
Listen, you want to talk about numbers. Talk about Caitlin Clark's numbers in a loss yesterday. When you win, they matter. When you lose, they don't. But I'll say this. I had laid 5.5 in that game. It didn't cover. But I'll say this. I'll give him this. The 5 rebounds, 3 dimes, and 3 blocks, I can absolutely get down with that. That's a guy playing hard and getting involved and doing things on the floor. I am not surprised at all that he scores 3-4 points in games. That's what he's been known for. But the reality is, the coverage of him is laughable. It's laughable. That's all there is to it. It's laughable that they cover him like he is the greatest player that's ever donned an NBA uniform. It's embarrassing. It really is. Like, he's got, no game whatsoever at this point. His 3 points, 4 points, it's not good enough to get this kind of attention. It's embarrassing. It's like, to me, it's almost like I feel like Clutch or the Lakers or his dad or somebody, they're paying ESPN to give him this juice. It's like someone's paying them to do these stories because he doesn't deserve a second of attention for the way he's playing. I mean, let's just face facts.
I just can't remember the last time I saw a highlight of a guy and it was just him playing defense down low in the post.
How's never sound?
Never. Like, usually it's a big block or, an alley-oop or a three or a dunk. Like, I've never seen a clip. There's clips of the kid playing defense. That's it. Just playing defense against somebody.
Connect had 20. Do they show anything of him? No.
They didn't. Connect had 20 for the Lakers last night. Warriors beat the Kings 91-90. Jazz beat the Sixers.
I covered that.
93-85. And the Thunder beat the Grizz 80-77. Edey didn't play again, Scotty. Apparently he's got a little bit of a sore ankle, which is why he did not play either of the past couple nights for them. But they were playing 3 games in 3 nights. Hopefully he'll be back in when they get to Vegas, which everybody will get to starting tomorrow. The Wizards signed Saddiq Bey, 3 years, $20 million. Not bad living for Saddiq Bey getting $20 mil. Jeez,
I mean,
$20 mil for him.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of bag when you suck as bad as he does.
I was waiting for you to say that. I knew you were going to say that about Saddiq Bey. Bases loaded for the Brewers here. Holderman has gotten 2 outs, but the bases are loaded, and we'll see if he can escape this jam here.
He won't escape anything.
Even if he does and he makes you sweat, Chapman's going to make you sweat in the next inning too. If you're a Pirate fan, I'm sure Chapman will. And Contreras is coming up here with the bases loaded.
I saw Chapman blow
outs.
the game against the Mets 3-2. His last outing, he blew it against the Mets. I know that much. I'll say this about him: he's got to be on the premium. He's got to be on the premium because fill it up with premium because my man's throwing a $103 again, and he hasn't done that in like 8 years. But he's now throwing 103 with the Pirates again. He's got to be using the premium when he goes to the
he's
gas
got the high
station.
test back. Little high test. High test going. Steve Kerr says that Steph Curry's the only player on the Warriors who has not been discussed in trades. Well, that's smart. I don't know why you would want to trade him, but you should trade everybody else. Anthony Edwards signs a multi-year extension with Adidas. The NBA does finally officially agree to that $76 billion. That's billion with a B. Media rights deal with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon Prime. So now everybody could officially be upset that there's only one more year left of the NBA on TNT, Scotty. That's going to be done. They do, I think, have 5 days to match, which nobody expects them to do because the numbers are completely astronomical.
I'll take SportsGrid on Amazon Freevee with more viewers after 1 year than the NBA games on Amazon. I'll take SportsGrid. Give me the over.
I'll take that as well. You mentioned already a couple times, huge double-double for Caitlin Clark. She had a monster game yesterday for the Fever. And Duke will have no players on. You sent me that list. Duke's entire roster next year. There's no one under 6'5". No one. That'd be a big team. That'd be a big team out there at Duke.
How many times have I told you that if I were coaching in the NBA or college or anywhere, anyone that disputes it, it's simple. The bigger, the better. If I got every guy on my team 6'5" or above, good luck beating us. I'm telling you, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'9", 6'10", 7 foot. I mean to tell you, it is damage control. Cooper Flagg and that team full of 6'5" and aboves, they're going to destroy teams this year.
Holderman got out of it. He struck out Contreras with the bases loaded. 1-0 for the night.
that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It is Canada. You know, Canada is one of those teams that's the darling of the tournament right now. They're still 9-1.
To win a tournament, or even to advance far into a tournament like this, you need a bit of good fortune. And it doesn't matter if you're getting the good fortune that Canada has, where they played 2 matches where they were up a man, or you had the good fortune of Argentina, who's one of the best teams in the world, who just got on the good side of the draw.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watch out for USA and Canada in 4 years. Cricket's going to be a sport that's growing.
I made my first cricket bet last week or over the weekend. I was getting a team that was leading like 150-5 plus odds. I'm like, I'm up 150 points and I'm getting plus odds. Where do I sign? I love this cricket stuff. What are you kidding me?
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Mystics yesterday, the Fever at home. Clark's game, you were right, she had a double-double, but more than that, 29 points, 5 rebounds, 13 dimes, 5 threes, 10 of 11 from the line, 38 minutes, 5 steals, and 3 block shots. I mean, she's all of what? Not even, 6 foot? I mean, you got to be kidding me, the numbers this chick puts up in 38 minutes in a WNBA game. Now, I get it. People are obsessed with Angel Reese's double-doubles. I get it, but it's not even close. It's not even close with what this girl does on a nightly basis on all aspects. So what we get with Reese is putbacks and rebounds. She gets all her buckets at the rim, which I love. She's a big. She does her job. Rebounds, putbacks, layups. It's all right there at the basket. This other chick is knocking down 30-footers from everywhere, driving layups, step backs, elbows, mid-range, free throws, dimes, rebounds, steals, blocks. I mean, you can't even honestly compare them. You can't. I mean, it's already over. Clark's already won the Rookie of the Year. It's already over. She's already done so many amazing things with stats that have never – she's the first rookie to ever have a triple-double. I mean, like, double-doubles, when you're as big as Reese is, she should have a double-double every night of her effing career.
Yeah, no, and I'll tell you this. All they said was she just makes threes, right? She's just out there shooting threes. That's what I was told.
Like it's so easy.
A month ago, 6 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, she's just shooting threes. That's all that she does out there. And by the way, the Reese, did you see how the Reese double-double streak continued the other day? Was that yesterday where they fouled her with 6 seconds left in a 7-point game for her to get the points to get the double-double? Did you see that yesterday? That was how she kept the double-double streak.
They're playing today, too. They're playing tonight against Liberty in Brooklyn.
Oh, are they? Oh, there you go. Let me give you a few things from the baseball. Of course, we're going to do taters and a few other things in the lion's share. I've got a few games tonight that we're going to get to after that. Phillies beat the Dodgers 4-3. I was a day early, Scotty, on Schwarbaum. I went after him the night he came off the IL. Of course, then last night, he leads off the game with a big fly. NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Oh.
And this one is hit to left. Schwarber thinks he did it. And that's another leadoff homer. Number 18 for Kyle Schwarber. And the Phillies now have a 1-0 lead as he jumped it on the way to left, got up into that wind, and it kept going.
Is anybody else starting to see what they're doing to the Dodgers every time they play them? They're beating them.
I'm taking notice. I know that. And look, the Phillies are the type of lineup that when you don't have good pitching, they're going to mash you. And the Dodgers don't have good pitching right now. It's just that simple. All their best arms aren't out there. And the Phillies are the type of team that's going to take advantage of that. Yankees did beat the Rays 2-1 to get themselves back in the win column. They haven't been there much in the last month. Did you see Aaron Judge say that the Rays offered him $300 million in free agency 2 years ago? He appreciated the offer. Blah, blah, blah. I got to tell you, I don't think the Rays, have they ever spent $300 million on anyone? That's pretty wild. And I believe, why would Judge lie about that? It clearly happened. Judge wasn't making that up out of thin air. That's pretty crazy. That just shows you, Scotty, that some of these smaller teams, they have the money when they want to use it. They have the money when they want to use it. It's just that they, most of the time, don't want to use it. Aaron Judge is the type of guy you do want to use money for. But I think that's the case for a lot of these teams that are at the bottom on those payrolls. They got money to spend. They just don't like spending it.
I mean, the revenue sharing alone, these teams rake every team in the league. I'll say this, though. When you're drafted by Tampa, you play in Tampa. When you're a free agent, nobody wants to play there.
Yeah, that's right. The biggest deal they ever gave out, an extension, was to Wander Franco. They gave him $182 million. And that didn't go well.
And he allegedly rapes little girls. So he's finished.
That was not a good. And
he's
did you see? He's finished. The Michael Kay going bonkers on the guy for saying that he isn't tough enough on the Yankees, or he never criticizes the Yankees, or he never. I don't watch or listen at all to know if that's the case or not, but the man on the phone seemed very upset about it, and so did Michael.
Yeah, well, he was attacking the guy, calling him all kinds of names, the typical, sports radio name-calling session. But I like Kay calling Yankee games. I don't have a problem with him at all.
I don't either.
England survived yesterday in the Euro round of 16. They score into stoppage time, and then in extra time, they score the game winner.
You want to wait to the very final minutes? And I say this again, Ben. I don't know. I think you were here last year for my rant on this. Why don't we just play soccer the way you play it when you're down a goal with like 5 minutes to go?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. He was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't miss hit it.
Only on SportsGrid.
You went to Alberta and came back with a lot of different stories. I know that sports betting as a possibility, just like Ontario in 2022, we could see that.
The other big topic was Alberta, because sure enough, we've heard lots, and we've talked about it on here, that a law was passed to allow the market to open up, and we were kind of waiting to see what was going to happen.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud, or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Ferrall.
He's on the back nine of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid. The brighter the lights, the bigger the stakes. Hunt or be hunted. Know your prey. This is a whole new jungle. This is The Lion's Share. Brought to you by BetMGM.
Well, the Pirates won the game 1-0 for Skeens. They got out of the bases loaded jam, Carver High. I can't even believe it, honestly. I almost had a stroke.
I couldn't believe it either, but they do get the job done. 1-0, a victory and a win for Skeens. So congratulations to him.
He's what now? Innings. I think he's 6-0 now, 11 strikeouts today. BetMGM account holders are going to receive a 50% MLB odds boost token to use on baseball same-game parlay bet when they opt into the promotion. You heard me, 50% bigger payout, 50% odds boost token to use on a same-game parlay baseball bet at BetMGM. Go to BetMGM.com and get the BetMGM mobile app on iOS or Android. You won't be disappointed. It's time for the Lion's Share, brought to you by BetMGM, and more taters, salty taters. I know you hit one last night. At least one of them cashed.
We did. We got saved late night by Willie Adames in that Brewer Pirate game at plus 375. So that was helpful, softened the blow. But we'll get back on the jump tonight, Scotty. We've got another six-pack for you. Even though it's a little bit of an abbreviated slate, we have found some spots. We will try to get some tater time action. Why don't we start at the Trop for the Yankees and the Rays tonight? Now, Nestor Cortez is a much different pitcher away from Yankee Stadium. He's great at home, Scotty, but he flat out stinks on the road. And you got to hear some of these numbers against these Tampa Bay hitters. And we're going to go with Yandy Diaz tonight as our guy at plus 475. Why? 12 for 30 with 3 home runs off of Nasty Nestor in his career. But honestly, I think you kind of have a pick of just about anyone if you wanted to, Scotty. Arozarena, 2 homers off of Cortez. Paredes, 2 homers off of Cortez. Rosario, 2 homers off of Cortez. Lau has a homer off of Cortez. They have guys all up and down the lineup. I get it. The Rays and the Yankees play each other a lot. But these guys see Cortez very well, especially at the Trop, Scotty. We'll go with Diaz tonight. Nice price, $475.
I like Diaz. I also like a shekel on each of the others that you mentioned. The entire lineup. I'm going to put down $20 on every guy across the board in their lineup tonight against your boy Not So Nasty on the road.
Not so nasty on the road. Next, we'll go to Philadelphia. Dodgers and the Phillies. We were just talking about it as the Phillies have hit a lot of long balls the last couple of nights. But we're going to go on the other side for this and go to the Dodgers. Aaron Nola is on the mound for Philadelphia. He gives up a ton. Every year he always gives up long balls. Usually they're solos. That's okay. 16 so far this year. But Freddie Freeman has the most success off of Nola. 17 for 71 and 2 homers in his career. Has a bunch of extra base hits off of him as well. Plus 375 for Freddie Freeman tonight down at the bank.
I like that. And Smith hits one every night now.
Yeah, Smith has been very good lately. Smith does have a homer in his career off of Nola. He's 2 for 14, so not a lot of success, but he does have a home run off of him in his career, so you could keep him in mind too. Next, late night, we'll go a little chalky with this one, but this guy's red hot, Scotty, and that is Marcell Ozuna. Had a homer last night for the Braves against Brandon Pfaadt in his career. He has homered off of him, got named to the Home Run Derby as well. Plus 290 for the Big Bear Ozuna tonight out in the desert.
Yeah, and they're playing well all of a sudden. He's hitting the ball deep and going to be in the home run, as you said, in Globe next week. So it'll be fun to see him. Your next pick has also been bopping lately. Hit 2 the other day. Who's that?
Yeah, Cal Raleigh has gotten very hot for the Seattle Mariners. And we have this kid starting for the Angels tonight, making his debut. Jack Kokonowkwitz, if you can actually pronounce this guy's name properly, Scotty. So this kid's coming in for the Angels, hard-throwing right-hander. Cal Raleigh on the left-hand side has more power on the left-hand side. He's got a couple homers already this week. We'll take the Mariners and Raleigh at plus 220 tonight to go long ball. Now, Louis Castillo's going for Seattle tonight, Scotty. He's given up a lot of homers, especially to the Angels. He's given up 15 this year. Unfortunately, Rengifo is on the IL. He destroys Castillo, but he is not going to be there tonight. But we'll go with Raleigh in this game.
Yeah, I don't think the Angels are hitting home runs tonight at all. So I'm with you on Raleigh. We'll just run with that. Thanks.
We'll run with that. We'll go to Baltimore next for the Orioles and the Cubbies. Who else is hot right now? How about Ian Happ? 3 homers in the last week. You've got Suarez on the mound for the Orioles tonight. He's given up 4 and 65, but the 4 have come very recently. Plus 475 for Happ. He did it at Camden 2 nights ago. Let's do it again tonight.
I mean, just the other day, he hit it from both sides of the plate. The guy's been smacking home runs all over the place. So I like that bet as well. And really, this has been the most stunning series in baseball this week, that they have gone to Camden and taken the first 2 games. The first game, they put 9 on them, and then they beat them Imanaga 4-0. So what the Cubs are doing to the Orioles right now is unheard of.
It certainly is. They'll go for the sweep tonight down at Camden. Next, I'll finish off the 6-pack in Houston. Marlins and the Astros getting together. I'm not going to lie, Scotty. I originally had my eyes the other day on Yordan Alvarez for this game, but he's not in the lineup tonight. He left with that hip tightness last night. And with this, Munoz on the mound for Miami. How about this guy, Scotty? He's allowed 15 homers this year in 44 innings. That is not a good ratio. I usually give you 15 homers in 70 or 80 innings. In 44, that's embarrassing. John Singleton is where we're going tonight for the Astros. A big price, plus 675. He has got most of his damage is done at home and against right-handed pitching. Well, we got a guy who gives up taters, so we're going to go to Singleton tonight. He's in the cleanup spot, plus 675.
Yeah, and I like Tucker, Pena, and Bregman, too. I mean, this guy gives up home runs, and what is it, 9-1 last night? They kicked their ass. I bet them on the over and the run line, hit both bets on FerrallOnTheBench.com. So I'm going to go again. They're going to hit more than Singleton. I like Singleton and more.
Singleton and more. Why not? Pena's price is pretty good, too. He's up there in the 6s and 7s as well, if you'd like to get involved with him. All right, so there's your 6-pack. Diaz, Freeman, Ozuna, Cal Raleigh, Ian Happ, John Singleton. Our big Homer 6-pack on the Lion's Share, brought to you by BetMGM. I have this for you also from yesterday. I never got to those World Series odds for you, so of course I bring them back to you today. And the Dodgers are still at the top. Now, the Dodgers are at the top, Scotty, and the Phillies are second. And the Phillies have been beating the Dodgers up the last couple of days. How long until that flips?
Well, look, how many times do they got to beat them to get respect? I think they are going to win the pennant. I really do. They got it all. The hitting, the pitching, defense, they got it all, except my buddy says that Turner sucks at short. But look at the odds for the Guards and the Astros. Now, I know the Guardians don't win World Series. Fair enough. But this team has been unbelievable this year. They win a lot. And look at those odds. And the Astros, I still think, are going to take the West. They win every night now. It's just a matter of time before Seattle screws this up. And usually for Seattle, it'll be on the road that they screw it up. And the Astros will pass them in the second half, go to the playoffs. And look at those odds right now.
Getting good numbers for him, that's for sure. It still boggles my mind that the Yankees are the top team in the American League up there, plus 550. But like you said, lots of good contenders right there behind him. So there you go. Tater 6-pack and the World Series odds for you today on the Lion's Share, brought to you by BetMGM. And I will have all of tonight's games for you later as well. We have some others that we have to go through and all the numbers.
Yeah, I can't wait. We got to hit the night games, hit the bets. We're going to talk basketball with Coach Young coming up. as we continue to look back at the USA's win over Canada last night and what's going on starting Friday in the Summer League in Vegas.
The Lion's Share, presented by BetMGM.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Watch out for USA and Canada in 4 years. Cricket's going to be a sport that's growing.
I made my first cricket bet last week or over the weekend. I was getting a team that was leading like 150 to 5 plus odds. I'm like, I'm up 150 points and I'm getting plus odds. Where do I sign? I love this cricket stuff. What are you kidding me?
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Coach Young joins us to talk basketball. Since we've been talking about the women in the break, you might as well keep going in that direction. So Clark's numbers were insane. The 29, 13 dimes, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, 3 block shots. First rookie to ever have a triple-double. Then she goes out and has this game, but they lost. But I'm sorry, her numbers night to night, what she's doing from deep and from inside and dropping dimes and, blocking shots. That should be Reese doing that. Reese is a double-double machine, but I'm sorry. The girl's already run away with that rookie of the year. She's already run away with the league. It's already hers.
It's over. I think the last 2 performances by Caitlin Clark really shut everything down for Ferrall, and obviously what a performance. Obviously this team did not play well early yesterday, giving up 51 points, down almost 20 points at the end of 3, and she almost willed them all the way back. So what a performance out of Caitlin Clark, and obviously the triple-double the game before, and beating the best team in the WNBA, the New York Liberty, and coming back to do so. So obviously what a performance. And while we're doing it, I'm just going to say, I'm not even going to let you ask me. I don't agree with what happened yesterday with Angel Reese. Simply put, 7 seconds left, Ferrall. The game is over. It's over. Why are we throwing a post up in for a game? Oh, that's right, because we got to get someone a double-double. To me, is it good for Angel Reese? Bad for the league, because people are talking more about the fact of how she got the double-double and not that she actually got it. Obviously, a player like Tina Charles, someone that these WNBA players look up to, someone that's been around in the league a long time. For a local kid, played at Christ King High School, played at UConn. She is like the mother hen of the league, and she takes a lot of these kids under her wing. You even saw 2 things that were crazy, Ferrall. One, you saw one of the Atlanta Dream players look at the referee like, why are you calling a foul? And the better one is you see Angel Reese shoot a free throw and you have girls in the other team clapping. Could you imagine old school, like NBA, if someone tried to go get a triple-double or a double-double on the last possession and you post Bill Laimbeer up, or you post up Rick Mahorn or Charles Oakley, Ferrall, there would have been a full-fledged brawl. I know she's keeping a streak, but I'll say this. She may not keep it tonight versus Liberty.
Yeah, and that game is New York minus 9.5, 166.5. Is the spread too big?
No. The only concern you have with New York is, folks, they don't play well and they don't cover games at home. So if you want to do minus points, take the Liberty in the first quarter, Ferrall, for them to get a lead of at least 4 more points. And if you want to look at a sneaky player, if you want to look double-double, go Jonquel Jones. She's got to keep Cardozo off the boards. And the fact that she should be able to get the double-digit points, so draw Cardozo out for the three-point line. Double J, Jonquel Jones, it's plus money. Go find yourself a play with her to get a double-double tonight.
So, Coach, Friday the Summer League moves to Las Vegas, and it's unbelievable. You got Cavs Magic when we're on the air at 4, Pelicans Wolves at 5. When we finish, Kings and Grizzlies. Then at 7:30 on ESPN, Rockets Lakers, so that the broadcast team can talk about Bronny for 2.5 hours when he has 3 points. And that'll be really entertaining listening to him knob Bronny and his dad all night. Nets Pacers at 8, Hawks Wizards at 9:30, and Nuggets Clippers at 10. How delicious is that?
Oh, bro, it's like the NCAA tournament, but it's basically with college kids, now in the pros. So it's absolutely fantastic. And I'll just say, folks, really quick, what I want to look at. Number one, I want to see that young backcourt of Terrence Shannon Jr. and Rob Dillingham of Minnesota. I think they're going to be absolutely dynamite. I want to see them at 5 o'clock versus Pelicans. We talked about it. Zach Edey, Ferrall, we told everybody he's going to be Rookie of the Year. What has happened? Who's the favorite to win Rookie of the Year now? Big Zach Edey. I don't need to talk about Bronny. I want to see if Dalton Knecht makes more shots. I want to see Reed Shepherd, who's a bucket getter. And then at 9:30, the top 2 players, Zachary Reese-Shea, Alex Sarr, square off at 9:30 p.m. Ferrall, it is like basketball paradise for Coach tomorrow.
So what did you think of the way they handled the Kawhi deal, where basically he left, and then last night Grant Hill said it was our choice. We thought it was best for us and for him. And I said today on the show, why'd they even have him on the team?
Ferrall, he didn't even finish up his NBA season. So a guy who can never stay healthy, who just got a 3-year extension, is all of a sudden going to play in the Olympics? And this is the concern. Plus, KD's got a bad calf. Embiid left the end of the season, had a bad knee. Let's hope this team can hold up. But I will say this. I think, to me, Ferrall, I'm going to say it. Kawhi wasn't starting, and Kawhi wasn't having it. Simply put, who's he starting over? Because when Durant and LeBron are healthy, they're starting them. JoJo's starting at center. Then you're going to start, obviously, Curry, and they need someone like Drew Holiday for defense.
You think he left because they wouldn't start him?
Yes.
Fair enough. How did you think the U.S. looked against Canada?
I would say that they looked slow. I liked what I saw out of Ant Edwards because he walked in and he got straight buckets. Before KD comes back, I would put Ant Edwards into the starting lineup over Devin Booker, get off the better starts. Simply put, Ferrall, they don't shoot enough threes, okay? They barely won the rebounding battle. Give them 15 O boards. But Ferrall, let's call it like we see it. If they defend like this every single game, they could shoot the ball and be on the Titanic and miss the water, and they're going to win because they got too many guys that could score, and they played locked out defense. 72 points, Ferrall. The over-under the game was like 208, and they went like 150-something.
They came out slow. They missed their first 6 shots. They turned the ball over 11 times. But when you got Embiid and Davis and Adebayo as your big men swatting shots and getting things done in the low block and getting rebounds, they're going to be hard to beat. All right, Coach, I look forward to talking about the Vegas Summer League with you. Great start Friday night with tons of great matchups and players that we finally get to see what they're made of. Can't wait. Thanks, buddy.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It is Canada. You know, Canada is one of those teams that's the darling of the tournament right now. They're still 9-1.
To win a tournament, or even to advance far into a tournament like this, you need a bit of good fortune. And it doesn't matter if you're getting the good fortune that Canada has, where they played 2 matches where they were up a man, or you had the good fortune of Argentina, who's one of the best teams in the world, who just got on the good side of the draw.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watch out for USA and Canada in 4 years. Cricket's going to be a sport that's growing.
I made my first cricket bet last week or over the weekend. I was getting a team that was leading like 150 to 5 plus odds. I'm like, I'm up 150 points and I'm getting plus odds. Where do I sign? I love this cricket stuff. What are you kidding me?
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Those Royals with that sweep yesterday at Busch.
Big sweep by the Royals. Of course, me and you are never going to shed a tear if the Cardinals are going to lose a game, especially 2 in the same day. Salvi Perez had a homer in game number 1. He said, hey, why not? Let's have a homer in game number 2 as well. Bally Sports, Kansas City.
Wow.
Deep left field. Salvador Perez gives the Royals another run, and he cleared the bleachers in left field and hit it onto the concourse.
Yeah, you know, the hitters that hit the homers, they signal the bullpen out there, and the bullpen, they don't have the baseball. I don't think Salvi realized how far he hit that.
15 and 16. He just keeps hitting them.
He certainly does. Cubs beat the Orioles 4-0. Christopher Morel, we've said the Cubs have done well in Camden the last couple nights. Big fly for him on Marquee.
That's drilled center field. Cowser back some more at the wall. Gone! Home run center field, Christopher Morel. And it's 1-0 as he gets Corbin Burns.
I saw we had another guy beamed in the hand in that game. It's like it happens every night now.
Yes, and I just got the bad news, Scotty, for Cody Bellinger, who was hit in the hand last night with the pitch. The Cubbies just put him on the IL, left middle finger fracture. So he broke the middle finger there after getting hit by that pitch last night. So the Cubbies will be without him for the foreseeable future. Very unfortunate. Mariners beat the Padres 2-0. A's beat the Red Sox 5-2. Astros beat the Marlins 9-1. Another injury there. We mentioned it during the Lions share. Yordan Alvarez, hip tightness, not in the lineup tonight for the Astros against the Fish. Angels beat the Rangers 7-2. Mike Trout doesn't play anymore, Scotty, but congratulations to him and his wife. They do welcome in a baby boy. So at least Trout does have something to be happy about. No question about that. He's not playing, but he's got that going.
He's obviously been doing something with his free time, and he doesn't play anymore, but he's making babies.
Yes, congrats to him. And finally, the Diamondbacks beat the Braves 7-5 last night. They would end up, Braves would tie this with a 2-run homer by Marcell Ozuna. Christian Walker got walked to get the go-ahead run. But Suarez had another huge game, Scotty. He's gotten real hot for the Diamondbacks. He had a 2-run double and a 2-run homer on MLB Network.
Perdomo down there at second with 2 outs and a 3-2 on the way. Suarez hits a fly ball, and this one's going to go. Gino Suarez way out of here, and we are tied at 2. 452 feet. You wanted slug, Gonzo. You got it.
They needed that. I mean, Atlanta had beaten them a couple games, and then they get one back last night because they've been playing pretty good baseball lately.
They have been indeed. The Blue Jays are playing right now. They're up 4-2 on the Giants. Bo Bichette left the game last night with calf soreness. He's not playing today. MRI, they hope it's only going to be a couple of days for him. I saw this report too. Astros reportedly talked to the Mets about Pete Alonso, but the report did state, Scotty, this was before the Mets got hot, 2 months ago. So I don't think that that's still in the works. I would assume now that the Mets are back in the mix, that they would be holding on to him. But it does tell you that they were looking to maybe shop him around and not give him that long-term deal that we've talked about a lot.
So do you think they give it to him now that they're in it?
No.
Are they going to be forced to give him the money?
No. I think they're if they're in it, they're just going to keep playing well, and they're going to lose him for nothing in the winter. I don't think he's going to be back there. It seems like there's been some fractures between him and the organization.
Well, I agree with that, but how stupid are you, honestly, to let him go for nothing? Like, then trade him at the deadline. Then that's that. That's that. Like, you're either
you can
they're
do
gonna
that.
Get fleeced.
But then you're double-edged with the fans. The fans are going to be mad that you get rid of Alonso no matter what. They're going to be even more mad if you get rid of him while the team's actually like in a playoff spot or right near a playoff spot. That's double how upset they're going to be.
You got a business to run. The bottom line is they can get something for him without question, and then you're going to choose to get nothing for him because you want to appease fans. Let me tell you something. They're not winning the World Series with him or without him. They're not. I think they're a good team, but they are not better than, let's face facts, they're not better than the Dodgers. They're not better than the Phillies. Are they better than the Braves? Maybe on the same level, but not really. They don't have Chris Sale.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke day. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Ferrall. He's in the back nine of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Ferrall coast to coast. only on SportsGrid.
Crochet's on the mound, I get it, Joe. But my goodness, 220 on Chicago. Many people consider this still to be the worst team in Major League Baseball. What gives here today?
We could see something out of him in this one. I am not doing that. I would take the Colorado Rockies straight up on that money line out of principle in this one.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.